So Ring is a company that has been around for a very long time, talking about 7 years or so now, and is based in California. Amazon acquired it in the year 2018, and they've been selling their products non-stop since. I checked out the latest Amazon Black Friday UK sale just a couple of days ago and picked up the Ring Stick-Up Cam battery. Is it any good? Why don't we take a look a little bit closer in yet another FB4K tech review. So, if you go to the Amazon homepage and type Ring Stick-Up Camera, then it's one of the first things that comes straight up. You can put the word battery in as well. And there we go, it's that black item at the top there. Underneath you've got the rechargeable battery and a mounting kit. And if you go further down, if you really want to maximize your battery options, you have the solar panel option. Now this is being sold currently for $59.99, having been reduced from $89.99. And if you go to the main page and open it up and have a good look, you can see some of the detail a little bit closer. Obviously, as we go forward, I'm going to be showing you a little bit of the video from the Ring directly itself and how the app works. But essentially, this is the item that you're looking at. Fairly non-obtrusive, quite elegant looking black camera. Shortly after ordering the item, as with everything via Amazon these days, ding dong, the bell rang the next day. And lo and behold, my Ring Stick-Up Cam battery arrived. Now Ring have been around for a while, as I said in the prelude to the video, and they have launched a series of products for home security and surveillance, including the popular Ring Video Doorbell itself and many of its iterations. Ring have been very smart and introduced this item at a very good price point in comparison to competitors. It's typically priced at $89.99, but the deal had it reduced to $59.99, which I thought was very reasonable. The packaging is bright, colourful and simplistic, and the camera itself takes up most of the box. Included items are a battery pack, micro USB cable for charging, although no power adapter is included, and any standard USB charger from your old phone will work fine. They also include fixing screws and a plate for wall mounting should you choose, and for me this is perfect because I intend to stick it up in the garden. On charging the battery and inserting it, the camera comes on, and with a bit of setup, using the free Ring app as per the instructions, the camera is connected and can readily visualize the direction in which you point it. The main attraction for me when buying this was the battery operated nature and the fact that I did not need to install outdoor wiring or run a line from a nearby power socket through the walls and onto the exterior. It's all a load of hassle, and now this has made it so much more simple. Using the app, if you scan the QR code in and then slot the battery into position just like this, then you can tighten up the screw underneath. There's a little metal bit at the back that says push, that if you push in quite deep, then the battery comes out very easily, and this is essentially a hot swappable battery, a bit like a standard DSLR camera. Battery comes in and out very easily, and then the cap fits over the back. Now if you see, there's a little marker there, and that marker shows you exactly how to lock the cap back in position. It only goes on one particular direction. There is a small screw at the bottom, which is where the base was fitted, but I removed that and put it to the back. And now you can see the light comes on. Now that's going to go up against the wall because I put the wall mount on behind it. And then this can be unscrewed fairly easily, and the battery can be removed and charged up again once it's required to be recharged at some stage in the future. The Ring app itself is designed fairly well, and it can be installed on both Google phones and iOS phones. I've set this up initially here to go into the back garden, and although the camera shows up as a white camera, it clearly isn't, it's the black one. There are motion detection and motion notifications, and there are quite a few other options including linked devices and linked chimes and smart notifications. What's really quite helpful is the live view, that is the big blue button in the middle there. Now, in general, these sorts of apps are relatively easy and straightforward to use, and I found this pretty nice. It doesn't have any specific difficulties with setting up. The only key requirement is that you have a 2.4 GHz wireless network, which some routers may or may not have. Most routers these days and broadband connections are 5 GHz. However, you can quite easily within the router settings set up an alternate dual band 2.4 GHz network, and this is what the camera will use. It's generally a low latency but relatively low speed network, which doesn't tend to use as much bandwidth as, say, some of the other things you might be using your home Wi-Fi for. The motion settings on this camera are very good, and you can tailor a specific area in particular within the camera's field of view in order to be able to detect particular motion in that region. For example, you don't want every single van or bird flying by to trigger it, but you might want people's feet that come up to the doorstep or enter the garden in that particular arena that will then be flagged up as something abnormal, and then you'll get a notification on your app. The notifications can also be set up via any other Amazon devices to chime, particularly your Amazon Echo, Echo Show 5 or 8, or even your Amazon Fire TV. In terms of setting up the app itself, if we go to the garden view, which is where I intend to place this once I've finished setting it all up, you can then see that there's options to go live. It'll allow you to then finish the setup process, which will also walk you through how to install your new stick-up cam. There's a tutorial there that shows you how to put this onto a wall, and how to put it onto a table, or how to put it in a corner. To put it onto a wall, effectively you follow this very simple instructions here. You have to use a mounting plate with the included screws that obviously have wall plugs that you can drill into. There's only 2 screws, and then you can slide this on very easily to the back. If you like, you can then add a security screw in order to make sure nobody pinches the underneath and opens it up and steals the battery. That's very straightforward. A further physical installation can be as simple as plopping it on a table or shelf, and if you want you can screw it down, but otherwise you can just move this around. There are simply no wires at all. The motion settings show how the motion sensors will notify you and capture motion events when somebody approaches, and over that it'll tell you how to get started with this and enable advanced motion detection for the device. So effectively you're able to customize motion zones and able to set in particular areas that you want to be specifically detected should somebody walk past or something go along and move in that direction. Now, particularly with this, you can see how I can pinch and pull each of these specific areas into one small part or one large part of the entire screen, or in this case the camera view. Anything that moves within that blue zone will then be highlighted to me as being abnormal, and I will get a notification immediately. So this is, for example, if you've got a pathway, you want to just highlight that in particular so that you don't get notified by every single bird or little animal that runs by. That is if you have little animals. You can also choose the slider to adjust the motion detection sensitivity and then save these options relatively quickly and easily. There are some privacy features and additional settings, but I won't go into those just now for privacy's sake. Within privacy features and additional settings, you also have the option of sharing access with other users in the house, in particular family members or friends. So, having installed it on the wall, I can then rotate it around into whichever angle I prefer, whilst I have the little app open at the same time, just so I can make sure I've got everything that I want in my particular field of view. You could see that small screw behind it that would allow me to secure it to the back and make sure that nobody pulls it away and runs off with it, although this is in a fairly secure location as it is. So what do I think of all of this? I think in the end we've got an excellent camera with fairly good quality two-way video and audio, multiple options as you can see here within the app itself, and overall a reasonably robust and sensible way of making sure that your home is secure. I think for the value it's relatively excellent, given that it's only $59.99, having been reduced from nearly £100. And what will I do with it? Well, I'll continue to monitor myself as much as I can whilst I walk around in my own garden. But should there be a problem at night, then I'll be ready to act at any stage, because I know that I'm protected by the Ring Stick-Up Cam battery device. If you've enjoyed this review, please hit like and subscribe, and make sure to share it widely. I'll see you on the next video, and take care until then, and goodbye.